Fry for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Director, for being here. FCI Bennettsville is a medium security federal correction institution and houses 1,600 inmates in Marlborough County, South Carolina, my district. We've heard accounts from officers having to work overtime, which has led to extreme burnout and low morale. A GAO report found that overtime hours worked at the BOP surged by 102% during a 4-year period. What is the BOP doing to correct this?
We've done a lot in the last year, Congressman, so I'm happy to talk about it. We doubled down on our recruitment efforts. We have a national recruitment office that does nothing but recruit for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. We prioritized officers and healthcare workers in that, and we've seen progress. We've given retention and recruitment bonuses to individuals, and that has proven successful, and it has allowed us to see a small amount of improvement, 60% increase in those coming to the Bureau and a 20% decrease in those leaving in the last year, but we're not where we need to be yet.
Well, and I would imagine that with the forced overtime, it is a recruitment issue that you don't have people that are applying. What is the cause of that? Or what are some of the causes of that?
Congressman, I would say, as it relates to overtime, it's a retention issue as well. As I walk the halls of our institutions and talk to our employees, that's what I hear. They're exhausted. They were exhausted before the pandemic, and the pandemic wore them out, and our increased overtime did as well. And it's not just the physical and mental wearing. We're wreaking havoc on the family. So spouses are planning who's picking kids up from daycare, who's cooking, and we mess that schedule up day in and day out because of that required overtime. So it's a problem we have to solve for the health and well-being of our employees and their families.
Thank you for that. And Director, I want to turn to a different issue right now. I've heard about this at Bennettsville and really prisons and jails across the country, and it's the issue of contraband, namely cell phones. The South Carolina Department of Corrections Director Brian Sterling recently stated that contraband cell phones in prisons are the #1 public safety threat that we face in South Carolina and in the country. To address this threat, the South Carolina Department of Corrections has partnered with wireless providers utilizing Managed Access System Evolved, or MASE technology, to identify and disable those devices. Since July, nearly 800 devices have been found in a South Carolina Bishopville institution. 800 devices found in a prison of 1,000 inmates is real alarming. What is the Bureau of Prisons doing to combat this issue? And are you open to exploring the use of MASE technology or something similar that would have a similar effect?
Congressman, thank you. We do utilize that technology. I couldn't agree more with Director Sterling. He and I have talked about this on multiple occasions and at length. And so we use technology that captures all cellular signals, and we also use technology that jams the cellular signal. We're piloting both of those. The original feedback that we're getting from folks is it's better when we detect, because then we can investigate and find the cell phone and hold people accountable, but the jamming technology also works. We also are able to deploy a mobile cellular assessment, literally a van that goes out into our parking lots and can tell us how many cell phones are pinging so that we can hone our investigative resources based on where those cell phones are inside the institutions.
And those are pilot programs right now?
Those are pilot programs right now.
How many facilities use that pilot program?
Let's see, at the ones that capture the cellular signals, we're doing it at 4 facilities, and the micro jamming we are deploying at 6 facilities.
When do you anticipate, or what is maybe the goal of the BOP in expanding that to be able to use at all facilities?
Again, it would require resources from Congress, but it would be incredibly beneficial if we could have these at all of our institutions. We're focusing on our high-risk, high-classified facilities right now, but these are also issues at our secure lows and our camps. And so we would appreciate having access to this technology at all 122 facilities.
What do you think the cost of that would be?
Congressman, I don't know what that would be, but I can talk to my team and get back to you.
Please do. I'm certainly interested in that. I'm going to shift with my last 25 seconds. One of the things that I'm looking at is BOP pays a range from GL5 to GL8. Other agencies like ICBP, they pay at a different rate, a much higher rate. What factors contribute to BOP's starting salary being lower than other agencies? And are you open to raising that base pay to help attract and retain individuals at BOP?
Absolutely. So our officers do not get paid enough. We have trouble keeping them. State corrections will offer higher salaries than what we pay. Even local sheriffs are able to pay more than what we're able to pay in certain regions. So we would welcome any changes to that pay structure and any support you could give in that, both in the pay structure and in the funding. We were able to increase this year by about $2,000, the top salary of our correctional officers, and hope to recruit a better and larger lot and retain the ones that we do have.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fry. The chair now recognizes the gentleman